Hey, I'm back. Obviously, by the title, this is gonna be a pretty serious-ish video. No Siri? Okay, so I am just doing this video because I think it is something that really just I need to address. Okay, so a lot has happened since I've last made a video, but that's a talk for another day. And I'm filming this video for multiple reasons. So I came out at I am gay. Being gay is a gigantic part of who I am, and I need to share it. This is an important part of me that I just need to show. This is something I've dealt with for a little while, and I just wanted to share my story so that people understand more of what it's like, and I like people to know. And I came out only a little bit over 2 months ago, and there's just so much that has happened, and my life has changed so much. I really just need to talk about it and share my experiences. So I've been doing YouTube for a little while now, and over the summer I made a lot of videos. Some were okay, but like there were a good handful that I was actually pretty proud of. But I never showed them with anybody because when I recorded myself, I was really my unfiltered, true, authentic self, and I wasn't comfortable with sharing that part of me to everyone else, because I really didn't hide my personality and how more feminine I acted in those videos. Like if you go and watch those videos, it's pretty easy to tell that I am gay. When I was in the closet, I was like so inspired by all of these amazing videos that really influential people have uploaded about their coming out. And coming out is such a big and important part of life to all of LGBTQ people. Since it was such a big part of my life to do, I really wanted to make a video for it, but no matter how much effort I would have put into making a video, I knew it would never have been up to what my standards were for representing how big of this part of my life is. So I'm a pretty lucky person. I have a very nice life. I'm very spoiled, and I appreciate what I have. And there are some aspects of my coming out that haven't been the best, that I wish really could have been better, and I will talk about those. But do know that I am incredibly fortunate to be where I am now and to be living the life I am now. There's so many struggles that we as LGBTQ plus people have to go through, and it's pretty intense, and it really shapes our life. Like being in the closet for so long, I can't tell you how much stress, anxiety, and just how much more like afraid it made my life. I don't have anything really planned. We're gonna talk. And so this is gonna be a really chill, laid back video that I'm probably not gonna put much effort into. But yeah. So for when I didn't think I would be coming out this year. Like I'm a freshman in high school, and so my middle school like kind of split up, but like one got more split into this other high school, and like there's less of us at this new high school. And so I've met a lot of new people, and it's such a different community, and I think that's really why I was able to be more myself and come out. And there's a lot of factors that went into play, but the summer going into this year, I didn't think I would be out of the closet for another good few years. I've always thought like I was gonna go to like maybe even college, and that would be when I'd be out, or I don't know, but I didn't think I'd be out this year, and all the circumstances lined up, and I'm so glad that I did. So we are gonna start the story off in 5th grade, or more elementary school. So I loved my elementary school life, and I talk about it a lot with some of my friends now. And from a lot of people have said that they like didn't enjoy elementary school, but elementary school was one of my favorite parts of life because it was so carefree. I had so many close friends, and it's such a more chill environment. Like I had such good friends, and like you could just like ask to go to someone's house and it'd be so chill and fine, and there's no worries or anxiety or insecurities. And I loved elementary school. I was like the quiet kid. Like I was the quiet, well-behaved kid that was just like, I don't want to say I was like a model student, but I was definitely a teacher's pet, and I was definitely that kid. It's not like I'm like super smart. Like I work really hard, and I think that I've got pretty decent smarts. Granted, there's like a lot of people that are like smarter than me, but you get the idea. But yeah, I was that quiet kid that was just there. But despite that, I went to the same elementary school from kindergarten to half of fifth grade. So even though I was the quiet kid, I knew everybody and I was comfortable with everybody, so I talked to a good amount of people. But then I moved, and this is kind of where things start to go downhill in my life. Of course, as I moved, I moved within my school district, so it was still, everything was familiar, but it was a completely new community, new people, and everything. And this is really when insecurity just started to kick in. Like, I was sad because I'm a hoarder, okay? I cling on to everything from the past. And sometimes I'll just have nights where I think about like being a child, and I'll just like cry thinking about how good life was then. And so that's the kind of person I am. So moving schools into a completely new community, it was sad because I was basically having a new life. And then I really cannot explain why, but I started getting so much more insecure. Like, are the new kids gonna like me? And looking back, I was a weird child. I guess I did have reason to be insecure, but like I worried so much more than I needed to. And then also by then, I definitely noticed that I was like paying more attention to guys, but like I kind of just tuned it out. I really didn't think anything weird of it. But regardless, just being the kid I was, I felt insecure about so many things because this one elementary school that I went to was so much more chill and low-key than the environment at this new elementary school. But I was only there for half a year, and the teacher loved me, so that was cool. But then middle school came around. I think middle school started like around here, then it just like kind of gradually declined as the years went on by. Sixth grade was pretty good. All of sixth grade year, I don't think I had any like solid friends. Like, you know, the type of friends where you just like only hang out in school and then like not really talk to you out of school or like have like a really close bond with. That was like me all throughout middle school, because as I said, being in elementary school where you could just like chill with people and like hang out and it be normal, I didn't feel like that in middle school. Like, so I never hung out with anyone because I would be scared that like people wouldn't like think that we were like close enough to hang out, or that like I was just like not super that close to them, you know? And I also just never really clicked with anyone because you know, in this society, being a guy, you have to hang with other guys, and vice versa. So I would always feel insecure, like talking with other girls, even if like we naturally like get along better. I didn't want to hang out with girls because that would be seen as gay. I also didn't want to seem like I was like flirting with girls, because my best friend in elementary school was a girl, and everyone thought we were dating. And it's just, whenever opposite sexes hang out, it's just, oh, they're dating. And I mean, I guess it's not really like that in middle school, but like that's what I felt like it would be. So I really didn't hang out with people. That's really all I'm trying to say. And so as the years went by, 7th grade, it was not that different, but like less close friends. And then even less in 8th grade. So some weird redistricting happened in 8th grade. And so there were there were a few like new kids and some kids left and stuff. Yeah, I really just didn't hang out with a lot of people, and overall I feel like my middle school, like the community at my middle school felt so much more like judgmental now being at my high school and seeing all the other types of people, and just I was not social at all. I'm not going to go into detail, but just I met some homophobic people and being in the closet, and just I remember just sitting every day in class there, or every day during school I would hear at least a handful of like homophobic remarks or just like making fun of gay people, because there weren't gay people at my middle school, or there weren't any out people at my middle school. And that was, it was so degrading on just my self-esteem. And middle school was a kind of depressing time. And then after 8th grade was the summer of freshman year, which is the year I am in now. So summer was going pretty well, because honestly no social interaction was like great for me. Like I'm honestly, sometimes I can't tell if I'm just introverted or just after being in the closet for so long I just like haven't developed a good sense at being with people. But you know, I do like hanging, I do like being by myself, and so the summer was a great time. And I had like a routine. I was making videos, I was getting decent exercise, and I had my life in order. Then about like halfway through summer, marching band season hit. So in 8th grade I started cross country and track. I didn't do cross country this year because of marching band, but yeah, middle school was just not fun because there was a little bit of a denial phase. Probably lasted less than a year, because I know for some people they are in denial for a lot longer of a time. So I'm very happy that I was able to recognize myself and accept that I am me. Honestly, it's in the past, so it's kind of blurry on my memory, but from what I remember, I was kind of completely in denial in 6th grade, but I knew something was up, and I definitely knew something was there. 7th grade was a year I had one girlfriend, not for very long. We're not going to talk about that. I don't know if I already mentioned this, but in 8th grade, there was just a good amount of like genuinely homophobic people, and then of course there's always the family situation, which is the most stressful. And obviously my parents know now, and that's a big part of it that I will get to soon. So obviously, when 8th grade ended, it was the summer before freshman year, which is the year I'm in now. And I had structure because I was babysitting my cousins, and I was doing videos, or I was doing YouTube and making videos. And that was just a nice, consistent workflow in my life. And I was somewhat active. And then band hit, and marching band hit about halfway through, and it kind of hit hard. It was my first year doing marching band, obviously, because I'm a freshman, and going into something new is always extremely scary, especially because a lot of the kids I don't know. But the start wasn't as bad as it could have gone, or it wasn't really bad, considering my life before. But marching band has been pretty good, pretty stressful, and there's a lot of good and bad things about it. But one good thing is the community of it, because there's a lot of diversity in band, and that did help me meet new people and just help me recognize that I can be me and just be comfortable with who I am. At my middle school, as I said, there was like no one out of the closet, and then going from there to high school and straight into band being my first impression, there were so many just people being them, and it was nice and amazing. And at this point, I was more acting myself, and I really wasn't hiding who I was. I still wasn't out, and so if anyone asked, and it seemed pretty obvious that I was gay, but I would still not tell anyone just because I wasn't ready. But I was being more myself, and that was great. And then obviously the school year started, and that hasn't been bad. And since this year, I've been a lot more social. I'm still in the process of building my communication skills, because sometimes anxiety just gets the best of me and I just don't want to talk to people, or I'm too scared to talk to people. But as a whole, I am improving a lot. But anyways, around near the end of the band season is when I told someone that I was gay for the first time. That first time was on September 21st, and I told this one friend, and so we haven't talked in years because we went to the same elementary school and we were like best friends. Then we went to different middle schools because I moved, and now we're back at the same high school. And so that's a fun situation, but we don't have any classes, so we don't really talk much. But I told this person first just because I knew she was an amazing person, and no matter what, I wanted to tell someone that I knew I could always be comfortable with no matter what. And the fact that we haven't talked in a while, we were like kind of strangers, and I mean not strangers because we obviously had a good past and we used to be good friends until we had to split up. Just knowing that, I mean, just not having a daily interaction with them, it was made it easier to be able to tell. So as I said, that was on the 21st of September, which is a fun date because of the song. I can't tell you how scared I was of telling someone the first time, even though I knew it would be completely fine. Telling someone and just getting the thought out of my head and getting it across to someone else was frightening as all hell. And that was only with someone that I hadn't talked to in a while. It was only harder. But yeah, the anxiety of having to tell someone you're gay, I cannot stress this enough. This is such a stressful part of being homosexual. I just want to get the point across that being gay is super tough, and just the fact that society and everything, it's just hard. But I mean, obviously after that, it snowballed more and more, and I got more comfortable telling like closer friends. So I told a good handful of people following that. And then the time came to tell my parents. And that was one of the most difficult and stressful things I have ever had to do, and probably will ever have to do. This is probably one of the bigger parts of the story that I want to acknowledge and let it be known, because I'm gonna repeat myself a lot here, but it's hard and scary, and I just want to make more people aware of this, because sometimes a lot of people, especially kids, can just be really ignorant to other people. I want everyone to be happy. But anyways, telling my parents, I don't remember the exact date I told my parents. Again, it was around band season, so it was sometime in October when I told my parents. I don't remember exactly when. I had told enough people that I felt comfortable being me. So one day I just decided that, you know what, next time me and my parents go out to eat, I'm gonna tell them. And I kept that in my head, and next time we would go out to eat, I would force myself and make me do it. No matter when, no matter where, I would do it. That scared me, but I'm really glad I got myself to do that. After band practice, my mom texted me that she's on her way, and that when she comes to pick me up, that we're gonna go out to eat. And I immediately, after hearing that, started to panic because I know what I promised myself, and I was so fucking scared. So we end up going to this one restaurant nearby. It's a taco restaurant, and so it's just me, my mom, and my dad. Yeah, so we drove to the restaurant, and that entire car ride to the restaurant with my mom, I was just like kind of sitting there panicking, thinking in my head what to do, because I was scared as all hell. Telling your parents that this big part of you is scary, and I don't know how I didn't know what my parents were gonna be like. My parents are pretty chill people, but they can be pretty stereonormative. But anyways, we get to the restaurant and we sit down, and I am just kind of quiet the entire time. While we were eating, my mom just so wonderfully kept talking to me if I was talking to any girls and stuff, and she kept going on and on, I swear, and she like never usually talks to me about that. But anyways, we order our food and we eat, we keep eating, and I just had this in my head and I am panicking, and I'm like, I gotta do it now. I seriously cannot express to you the anxiety I had. It was just scary and terrifying. But anyways, the waiter comes out and then she gives us our bill. And then obviously by this time I'm like, okay, shit, I gotta do this. I just very quietly, I have like a cup of water with a straw, and I'm just kind of like sipping it like this. And then like as I'm just drinking this water, I would just kind of have my head down. I just like very, very quietly just say, I like guys. And then both my parents were just like, what? And then so I had to say it again, a little bit louder. They still didn't understand me, and then I had to say it even louder. I say it again, and then my mom just kind of smiles, and then my dad is still in shock a little bit. But it's just, this topic for me is really a big deal. So if I do start crying, everything's fine. I'll get on that later. So then obviously I told my parents, and that was chill, and then the time was to tell my sister that I was gay. I was as worried about telling my sister as telling both of my parents. Just, my sister's pretty judgmental, and she's the type of person that all the time would be like, oh, that's so gay, and that's what girls do. Like whenever I would do anything feminine, she's like, dude, you're not a girl and shit. And so I was very worried about telling my sister, and so, but I needed to tell my sister because telling my entire family was probably for me the last step I had to take before completely coming out, because I felt ready to be myself with everybody in school. It's just my family was another story. So actually a few videos ago, I recorded a video where I went to Canada. This is also the trip where I told my sister. It was a very short-lasting trip because my sister like kept complaining and made us go home early, so I kind of rushed the whole coming out. It was a pretty chill and low-key trip to Canada. The entire time I was a little bit worried about having to tell my sister, and then the night before we left, because my parents didn't really talk about when we were gonna leave, and so I didn't know when we were gonna leave, and then just like one day they're like, yeah, we're gonna probably leave home tomorrow. So the night before, so our last night basically, was when I decided that I absolutely had to do this. So I can't explain the house very much, but there's like a corridor here with all the bedrooms, and so I had to stay in the bedroom with all of the little kids because they, for some reason, wanted to all sleep together. And then for some reason I had to sleep there too, and then my sister was in the room across. By the time it's night, I go and do my whole like nightly routine, and then before I go back into our room, I was when I wanted to tell my sister. It took me like probably like an hour of just sitting in front of the door in the room she was sleeping in, just like sitting there worried and anxious and just scared as all hell again. Like, I kid you not, it was probably, I think it was about like 2 or 3 a.m. by the time I just like kind of went in there and just told her. Like, I was completely stalling, and I was just scared. After a very long time of just standing there, I just like kind of barge in, and she looks at me weirdly, and then I literally just say like, I'm gay. She was actually like a lot more chill about it than I thought too. And that was literally that, because it was like 3 a.m. So I literally just said that, and that was that. And then I left. And then the next morning we ate breakfast and stuff, and we're not really talking about it because none of my aunt and uncles still know about it. But then there was like the car ride home, and we still didn't talk about it at all. But 7-hour drive after just telling my sister I was gay, probably should have planned that better. Yeah, so that was a bulk of the story. I had finally taken all of the precautions all of the things that I wanted to do before I was ready to completely come out. Now obviously I just told like all my family, so I did have to give them like a little bit of time, because you know, just getting told that your son or brother is gay and then him coming out is a lot. So I plan to do it by just simply taking a photo and to post it on Instagram. So I plan to do it like at this park nearby, and then I bought like a big pride flag and pride sweatshirt, and I had that in my closet for a good like 2 weeks. And then I like finally told my mom that like I wanted to come out. And this is where, as I said, everything kind of just goes super downhill. And there was a definite like first hesitation as soon as I asked that, and then just kind of like, we'll save this talk for later after I told that to my mom. And you know, a good amount of time goes by before I just get impatient and like I ask again, like I want to do this. Their initial reactions for all my family was pretty great. I don't want to talk about my family too much because this is obviously going to be on YouTube and a lot of it is super personal. I didn't really have a lot of support from my family like when I wanted to be out. Because I mean, obviously it had only been like a few weeks, and so they were still all like, why are you rushing this? We're not completely adjusted and we're not used to it yet, which a lot of it I get, but I don't want to reveal too much information because obviously my parents are my parents. I still love them, and there's just things as parents that I don't think they did as like super well. It was really hard because I just really had no support, and I don't want to go into the detail, but a lot of not feeling validated anymore, not being comfortable and thinking that because my family definitely didn't see me being gay as good or normal. It hurt a lot, especially because they all seemed so fine and cool with it initially, and then now for them to be like so hesitant and like just unsupportive about it really hurt. And there's a lot of specific details that hurt so much I just don't want to talk about it. And I did eventually just like get them to like have to deal with it, you know, and I did come out. Me and my mom went to the park and we took the photo, and then I edited and posted it. Since coming out, I've been better at being more confrontational. I mean, I'm still very non-confrontational, but I've been better at just having like a now or never mindset and just being able to do things better. This still is emotional to me because I haven't talked to it with my family a lot. Like it's been like months since I've talked about my sexuality with them, because I've been better at being confrontational about like the smaller things. But this isn't just like something small that I need to like get over with. It is reopening something that I just don't want to have to feel or experience again. And I honestly don't know if I'm ever just gonna talk about it with them, but it still kind of gets to me. I still don't feel like my family has like complete support, and I don't feel like they really understand it yet. As I said again, I am still a very lucky person for the situation that I am in and everything that I have, because a lot more people have it a lot worse, and imagining that is so hard, which is just why I want to talk about this and just make it more aware. But yeah, coming out was pretty chill. I got the photo taken and then I kind of just posted it. Yeah, I got like a lot of support and a lot of people like congratulated me in the comments and stuff, and I stayed up for like 3 hours just like reading a lot of the comments that people were commenting, and it was so nice because I felt so like accepted and validated. Publicly coming out was a great experience. Honestly, since coming out, life has been so much better. I have been like more me than I ever have been. My life is finally like just going in a positive direction again. My social skills are just still having to be developed after just all of middle school, but I am just really happy now, and I'm just really proud to be me and here, and that I am able to be me and out. You can't be scared, and you can't let other people dictate your life, because I really didn't come out just because all of the millions of small comments every day everyone would make about how just like being gay was like not good, and that was just scary. If anyone out there is watching and is in the closet, just you can't let other people hold you back, because life is super short and there's so much to do and appreciate. Being gay is normal, and I just hope that people start to realize that as time goes by. Just since coming out, I feel a lot more validated, and I feel a lot happier in myself that I'm just able to be here in life and doing shit and just living. I feel like I was just being held back so much, and now I feel like I've just been able to appreciate myself so much more these past few months. When you're in the closet, you'll hear people all the time like making gay jokes because that's what everyone does. And then after I came out, it's all the same people are like chill, and it kind of sucks that society is like this. It's completely normal, and the only reason why being gay is just seen as negative is just because of the way society treats it, and it's kind of unfair. But yeah, I can't stress how impactful being gay is on my life, the anxiety and stress it has. I feel so like, I feel like in the long run being gay is gonna be great for just life experiences and like what I've learned, but it is tough and stressful as a child. We're on the right track, but I want life to be easier for everyone else, and life is hard, and I just want people to have their opportunities to be themselves and live their life, because life is so short to just dwell on what other people think, because life ain't easy and being gay isn't easy, and that's it. That's that. See you guys next time, I guess.